SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family. S is for students, F for families too. U is for united, talking about me and you. S for solidarity, D is for diversity. SFUSD.
Hola and feliz lunes, scientists. How was your weekend? That sounds wonderful. Mine was great too. Actually, yesterday was my favorite part of the weekend. I woke up in the best way possible. I was sound asleep when all of a sudden, I could smell the most delicious smell in the world. It was a little sweet, salty, and smoky. I could hear sizzles and pops coming from the kitchen. I hadn't even opened my eyes yet, but I was starting to guess what it could be. Maybe some ham for a breakfast sandwich, maybe some sausages to eat with eggs, or maybe some bacon. I had to know. I opened my eyes and I went into the kitchen to find out what food was being made. Scientists, I was so curious to know. Well, I looked into the pan and saw something that looked like either bacon or ham. I wasn't sure. It was hard to tell. The meat was a little pink, still raw, and was glistening from the oil. I knew that I would only know when I finally got to try it. When the meat was done cooking, all the pieces were laid out on paper towels to let the oil come off. After I put some slices on my plate. Some parts of the meat felt a little stiff and others were really tender and soft. Once I got to try the food, I knew it was bacon. It was salty, sweet, crunchy, tender, and a little oily. I should have known all along. My senses gave me plenty of clues. You all remember the 5 senses, right? We learned about them a while back on the show. Buenísimo. Some of you do remember. It's okay if you don't, or if you're just learning about them for the first time. We're going to talk about them this week. But why would I talk about the 5 senses while we're learning about science and scientists? Well, some of our answers from last week's question can help us answer that. Last week, when we learned about scientists and who can be one, we also learned that scientists make observations. Our 5 senses are the perfect scientific tools for making these observations. What's great about these tools is that we always have them with us. I actually made us a chart showing our 5 senses and which part of our bodies we use to access that sense. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's take a moment to observe the chart, and then we'll read the 5 senses together. All right, bueno, let's read the 5 senses together. I like to start things from the top, so let's do that. This word here says sight. Can you repeat that word? Sight? Buenísimo. What parts of our body do we use when we're using our sense of sight? Muy bien. We use our eyes. And as I'm sure you've all seen by now, I wear glasses. My glasses help me with my sense of sight, but not everybody needs glasses to use this sense. Let's see what's next. This says smell. Let's say that again. Smell. Bravo. When we are using our sense of smell, what part of our body are we using? That's right, our nose is what lets us smell the world around us. My favorite smell is the smell of freshly brewed coffee with cinnamon in the morning. What about you, scientists? Ooh, I wish I could smell all of those things right now. Bueno, continuamos. This sense is the sense of sound. Can I hear everybody say that again? Sound. That sounded great. When we hear sounds, what part of our body are we using? Or what parts? That's right, we use our ears to hear sounds. Actually, I have some family members whose sense of sound isn't very strong, and they have to use a hearing aid to help them hear more clearly. It's sort of how I need glasses to help me see. Well, great job so far, scientists. We have 2 more senses to get through. Let's see which one is next. It says taste. Can you say that again? Taste? Great job. What do we use to access our sense of taste? I heard a couple of things, but only one is correct. I heard some scientists say that we use our mouths and tongues to taste things. Well, we use our mouth to get the food into our body, and our tongue is actually what we use to taste. This is my favorite sense because this one allows me to enjoy food. But let's go ahead and read our fifth sense. This says touch. Let's repeat that word. Touch. Great. What do we use for our sense of touch? Eso. We use our hands and our fingers to touch and feel things. Did you notice something that makes this sense different from the rest? I'll give you a clue. Think of the body part's location. That's right. Our sense of touch is our only sense that's not located on our heads. I mean, technically, you can use your entire body to touch and feel things because our skin is what feels things, but our hands and fingers are the most sensitive. So we can use our entire body to use the sense of touch, but we can only use our heads to use the other four senses. That's very interesting. Well, let's read the five senses again. Sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch. That was great. Do you think we can say the five senses while pointing to the parts of our body that we need to use them? Awesome. Let's try it out. Sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch. Let's do that one more time. Sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch. Wow, you all got that down quickly. That makes me think that you're ready for my Bacon 5 Senses chart. It's a chart that I made based after the story I told you about. Let me show it to you. We can read through it together. So, as you can see, I drew the different body parts that we use for our five senses in this column. And here in this column, I wrote the ways that to describe what I observed with the bacon. When I used my sight, I observed that it was brownish red, and it also looked charred or blackened on the edges. It smelled sweet and savory. Oh, rereading this is making me so hungry. But we should finish reading it. When it was cooking, I said I could hear sizzling and popping sounds. Then when I touched it, I said it felt stiff. And then when I finally tasted it, I described it as salty, sweet, crunchy, tender, and oily. I observed a lot of things about the bacon. Maybe we should make our own charts with something we each choose. But I just realized that our time together is almost up. I guess we could just do it tomorrow. I'll be seeing you then anyway. Well, my wonderful scientists, today we learned that scientists, us, use the five senses to observe the world around us. Tomorrow, I'm hoping that all of you have found something to observe. I prefer it to be food, but you can choose any object you would like. Scientists, thank you so much for learning with me today. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show. We have great things planned for all of you. Nos vemos mañana.
Happy New Year, everyone. Mr. Peter here, and it's so wonderful to be back with you, my friends, especially since we're talking about science. Even if you don't plan to become an actual scientist when you grow up, learning about science can help us in so many ways. Our health, our food, the weather, the machines around us, and so many other things in daily life are connected to science. For thousands of years, we humans have understood how we observe our world through our five senses. In recent years, scientists have named more senses. Some even say there are as many as 21 senses. You'll learn about that in a future science class. But for now, it's good to start with the basic five: smell, taste, hear, touch, and see. Did you ever smell something coming from the kitchen and know exactly what kind of food was cooking? How about when you're home and you hear sirens outside? Can you tell if it's a fire truck or an ambulance? Can you tell how close it is or how far away it is? Have you ever tried to find something in a dark room or a closet just by feeling around? Now I want you to close your eyes. Keep them closed until you hear the music begin. We use our 5 senses to find out about the world around us, around us, around us. We can smell, we can taste, we can hear, we can touch, we see around us, around us, around us. We use our nose to smell, we use our tongue to taste, we use our ears to hear, our hands to touch, our eyes to see. We use our 5 senses to smell flowers, to taste grapes, to hear birds, to touch sand, to see stars twinkle in the sky. We use our nose to smell, we use our tongue to taste, we use our ears to hear, our hands to touch, our eyes to see. We use our 5 senses to find out about the world around us, around us, around us. What are your senses picking up right now? I know you are watching and listening to SF Loves Learning, but what else can you hear and see? Maybe you have a snack and are tasting something too. Maybe you are feeling the softness of a cushion or the hardness of the floor. What else can you observe through your senses? Now I think I'll grab some popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the rest of the show. I'll see you next time. Tastes good.
Hello, friends. Dr. Matthews here, and it's time for Mondays with Matthews. I want to take a minute to talk to you about a couple of events that happened in our country last week. Last Tuesday, the people in the state of Georgia elected their first ever African American senator, Raphael Warnock, and the first Jewish senator elected to a southern state in over 100 years, John Ossoff. That's because African American, Latinx, Asian, and white people worked together so that more people voted than anyone imagined was possible. Last fall, we talked about the importance of voting and how to vote. I am hopeful that our government will be able to help many more people in the United States and the world because so many people voted and helped others to vote. Last Wednesday, the very next day, a large group of people broke into the United States Capitol, took things, and scared many of our country's leaders because they and our current president were mad that he was not reelected. They believed that they could bully and steal from others when they don't get what they want. These people, most of whom were white, were allowed to be violent by the police, when many people of color who have protested across the country to affirm Black Lives Matter this past year were treated violently by the police. This is called racism. Did you hear about these events last week? How do you feel when you heard about it? We want to know. In the San Francisco Unified School District, we believe in standing up for what you believe without hurting others. We believe in working together and standing up for everyone. We believe that our differences make us better. We are committed to practicing these values so that our schools, our city, our country, and our world is a better place to live for everyone. I thought I would read a favorite book of mine that talks about the importance of us working together to make a better world. Get Up, Stand Up, based on the song by Bob Marley, adapted by Sedalia Marley, illustrated by John J. Kubwai. When you meet someone talking big and thinking small, and their stinging words push your back against the wall, some people need to be the pond's biggest fish. They don't speak the truth and only want their greedy wish. Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. No matter the silly games that people play, you have hopes and dreams they can't take away. When their words bite, stand up for what's right. Remember to be true, the best of yourself. Then you'll be a friend to everybody else. Don't just sit tight, be a bright light. Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Other people parade around with their noses stuck in the air. They strut about all puffed up, only thinking for what they care. But if you know the value of what life is worth, you'll find your feet firmly planted on the earth. Love with all your might. Be true to what is right. Be a good neighbor and cherish your sisters and brothers. Practice being kind to yourself and one another. Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. When you give in, goodwill shall be returned back to you. Share your truth and compassion. Together, there's much we can do. So now we see the light. We're going to stand up for our rights. Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. One love. I hope you enjoyed this book. Each and every one of you matters to me, to your teachers, to your school, and to your family. I look forward to making our schools, our city, and our planet a better place for everyone with you. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Welcome everybody. Bienvenidos. Yo soy Profesor Manolo y yo estoy aquí con ese ballet's programa de DISC, Baile en Escuelas y Comunidades. Did you know that all of us are scientists? Scientists use their observation to find out about the world around them, to see the way that things work. They use their sense of smell, sight, hearing, taste, and touch. Today, we're going to be using a sense that's right underneath our noses. The sense of smell. The sense of smell tells us about the world around us, about whether we're in a familiar place, whether something's delicious, or whether there's danger near or far. Let's put our lab coats on and use our sense of smell to guide us on a movement exploration.
Hi everyone, Miss Jessica here. Hi Mr. Manolo.
Hola, Profesora Jessica.
Today, we are going to use our sense of smell to inspire us to create choreography. Today, we are going to use a lemon.
And mint.
Did you know that lemons are citrus fruits? And citrus is an amazing scent that helps us wake up in the morning.
And mint helps us relax and wind down during the day.
Let's use lemon and mint to inspire our movement. Let's move to this side of the room with fast, maybe energetic movement. And with the mint, let's go to this side of the room and maybe wind down a little bit slower in different ways. Let's do it. Chasse to the lemon.
Slow turn to the mint.
Chasse to the lemon.
Slow turn to the mint.
Great job, everyone. Me and Mr. Manolo are dance and music teachers, but did you know we are also scientists?
Scientists observe their environment
To find out how things work. También como nosotros somos coreógrafos,
Nosotros usamos nuestras observaciones del mundo para inspirar nuestros movimientos y nuestros bailes.
now let's use all of the materials that we use to investigate our movement and create a choreography. Come join us. All right, let's get started and create a choreography using most of our senses. We're gonna start with our eyes, sight. We're gonna practice spotting with our eyes when we do a turn so we don't fall and we stay focused. Ready? Do a turn. Great. Do it the other way, but keep your eyes on me the whole time. Ready? Go. Awesome. Now, let's go to sound. We're gonna make an audible sound using our feet to move from one side to the other. Ready? We're gonna go like this. Try it going this way. Again. One more time. Excellent job. Now, let's go back to our lemon. I use a lot of citrus in my natural cleaning products to clean my house because it leaves an invigorating smell. So, let's use our hands and let's spray some citrus cleaner and wipe it off with a towel. We're using our sense of touch to feel the pressure as we wash and clean our countertop. Let's get started. Let's turn and spot. Other way. Again. Let's get ready. We're gonna use our feet and our choreography. Gracias por explorar con nosotros hoy. We had so much fun figuring out how a lemon and mint can guide our movements.
Each and every one of us is a scientist, observer, dancer, and choreographer, and we can use our sense of smell to help guide our movements and our dance. Ahora, nosotros podemos utilizar nuestro sentido de olfato para inspirar nuestros movimientos y nuestros bailes.
Gracias por bailar con nosotros hoy. Again, my name is Miss Jessica.
And I'm Mr. Manolo.
Y nos vemos la próxima.
Hi everyone, Teacher Marian here. Today we're going to be doing some moving and also some learning about our brains and our bodies. We're going to be talking about how our brains are connected to our bodies and help us move. So get ready to do some listening and some watching and some moving with your bodies. All right, here we go. Today we're going to start by talking about our brain. And our brain is inside of our heads. Can you all touch your brain and maybe give your brain some gentle taps? Our brain controls everything that happens in our body. It sends super special messages all throughout our bodies through a network called nerves. And our nervous system is our brain and our nerves connected all the way through all parts of our bodies. And this help controls our muscles, which help us move. So when you open and close your hands like this, that's your brain telling your nerves to tell your muscles to open and close your hands. All of this stuff in our brain and with our nerves helps us walk and run and move around in all the different ways that we do every day. Our nervous system extends through our whole body. It starts right here at the base of our brain and it goes all the way down the middle of our back. And it extends into our legs and also into our arms. It kind of branches out like branches of a tree. So the first part, the part in your neck and your back, is like the tree trunk. And then everything in your arms and your legs are like branches of a tree. Sometimes it helps me to make a tree like this, and I think of this as my back, and this is all the branches of the tree going into my arms and my legs. This means that even though our brains are really far away from our feet, they can still talk to each other through all those nerves, all those branches in our body. This can be kind of hard for us to imagine because we don't always feel our nervous system. So today we're going to practice some thinking and some moving that can show us how our brain and body talk to each other. To practice feeling our nervous system, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a deep breath. And then I want everybody to close your eyes. And I want you to think in your brain how a frog would move. Just think about it. Don't move. Keep your eyes closed. Think about how a frog would move. How does it jump? How does it get around? And once you have that picture in your brain, open your eyes and let's move like a frog. That was your brain talking to your body. First, you thought about how a frog would move in your brain, and then when we opened our eyes, your brain told your body how to move like a frog. So, your challenge for this week is to think in your brain how a dinosaur would move. Just like we did, you can close your eyes, think about how a dinosaur would move, and then practice moving like a dinosaur. So you can feel how your brain talks to the rest of your body. All right, we'll see you this week in class, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another video for you. See you soon. Bye.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Dr. Vincent Matthews of the San Francisco Unified School District. It made me so happy to spend time with you today. I hope you had fun too. What did you make on the show today? Submit your content here using the QR code or go to bit.ly/SFUSD, yes, YES, and watch all of our episodes at sfusd.edu/SF-loves-learning. And now it's time to say goodbye. So let's sing our goodbye song. For this song, you have to use your whole body. Will you sing it with me? Are you ready? Wave high, wave low. For now, it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, and wave your nose. Wave your knees, wave your lips, blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears, wave your hair, wave your belly, and wave your derriere. Wave your chin, wave your eye. For now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a ti, Juan Ying. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family.